After countless hours spent jumping through jewelry store hoops in search of an engagement ring of your dreams, the last thing your man wants to do is to run the same gauntlet again for his own wedding band. Now, thanks to Manly Bands, he doesn't have to, which is truly a godsend for brides and grooms alike. Manly Bands has awesome wedding bands in just about every type of earthly material imaginable. They even have material from space. I love the variety of Manly Bands so much that the future husband number 2 is definitely getting his band from Manly Bands. To get started, you have your guy order the Manly ring sizer from Manly Bands to ensure that his ring will fit perfectly during work or playing. Once he knows his size, it's time for the fun part. Manly Bands has an insane selection of materials to choose from. I think this is so cool. They have gold, wood, antler, steel, dinosaur bone, and even meteorites. And once it's been selected, Manly Bands offers free shipping worldwide, a 30-day exchange policy, and a free warranty. To order his Manly Band and get 21% off plus a free silicone ring, go to manlybands.com/reps. That's manlybands.com/reps for 21% off. Manly Bands, the best damn rings, period. Today's episode is sponsored by InGarden, the hassle-free indoor hydroponic smart garden for growing microgreens that empowers everyone to become their healthiest. InGarden's mini greens have a major nutritional impact, even more so than fully grown veggies, which make them absolutely perfect for reaching your health goals. They're organic, sustainable, and they are delicious. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, I have tried at least 3 different varieties, have loved them all, throw them on my salad, I can throw them in a smoothie, super easy. And just one of my favorite parts about InGarden is how easy it is to grow them. It's completely hassle-free, beautiful, sleek design. You just plug it in, push the button, put a little water in there and go. Check out ingarden.com to learn more and save 20% off with our code REPS20.
Making content is an essential part of what I do to keep this show going, but it hasn't always been a seamless creative process. Even sometimes now, even with the tools I have that help me create amazing content, it still is never a seamless process. However, Canva Pro does make designing things so much easier on my device. Canva Pro is a design platform that empowers you to create and share stunning content in just a few clicks. Whether you're a design professional or just getting started, designing with Canva Pro is amazingly fast and fun. Choose from thousands of professionally made templates that are easy to customize with simple drag and drop features, or you can start from scratch. Sometimes I get used to using the same font, but one of my favorite things about using Canva Pro is they have endless selection of premium fonts. Sometimes that's all my content really needs to, spice it up or make it a little bit more edgy. Design like a pro with Canva Pro. Right now, you can get a free 45-day extended trial when you use our promo code BETWEEN. Just go to canva.me/between to get your free 45-day extended trial. That's canva.me/between. Canva.me/between to get your free 45-day extended trial.
Hey guys, welcome to Between Russ with Brooke and Jeanna.
Yeah.
Here we are again.
Here we are.
Long distance because we couldn't get our shit together and do any podcast besides one because there was a lot going on. We've already told everyone.
House. Yeah.
Packing a house, it fucking sucks.
Yeah. And here's where we're at. Hi.
Oh, hi. Oh, who do you have now?
My mom.
Oh, I'm hauling.
Oh, I feel like
she's hauling my pillows up.
I feel like this is like, Gina, welcome to your
Hi. Show them all the pillows.
Hi. Oh, you're such a good mommy. I need a mom.
I redid her bedroom.
Yeah, she put new bedding on our bed.
Of course she did.
Very comfortable. Bamboo sheets.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like those are like cooling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we're like hot sleepers.
We're hot.
We're hot.
I run hot.
Sleepers.
We're both like this.
Yeah. Or we're just like
we're hot sleepers.
We got the minkies around us. Like
it's not, hey, you were the minky queen. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have this minky.
Oh, we have another guest.
What?
Come here.
Who is it? Drew, baby.
Look at this giant goose egg that's starting to go bad.
Hi, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, sweetheart. What happened?
The corner of a wood block. It was out like this.
Oh, hey, I do that all the time.
On the corner of the cabinets.
Yeah, no, wait, Robin, have you ever held your kid on your hip and like gone through a doorway and they go like this.
Yeah. Or when it in the
Or
car.
when you're getting them out of the car and you think, oh, sorry.
It is like,
Yeah.
honestly, it's like shocking that any of my kids are still alive. They've like fallen down the stairs. They've fallen off the bed. I've, ran them into doorways. It's yeah.
I left
Whoa.
him. All I was trying to do was take a shower and wash my hair. And I was like, Jax, play with Drew. So Jax was like holding his arms back because he was trying to take off. And then Drew fell and hit the corner. And then Jax fell on top of him.
Oh no.
And they came in, it was huge and like purple.
Oh, like a contusion.
But it came out instead of went in. That was the good part.
But now
We
it's
were,
green, so it's getting better.
we were just talking about my son Joey when he had a contusion on his head because he masturbated so hard that he
Fell in the
lost
shower.
his balance in the shower and hit the spigot
Oh my God.
and almost killed himself.
But how
Seriously?
many years was it until you found out that was in fact what the reason was?
It was probably a good year or so.
What did he tell you happened? He just slipped?
Well, yeah, no, he like showed up at the top of the stairway and he was like, Mom, I hit my head. And then you could see just like, it was like almost like jelly filled. Like you could like kind of like push it. And it was like, and I was like, oh my God. So we took him to the hospital. And then his dad kept like joking. He was like, yeah, dude, I just want to know what you were thinking of when you were masturbating and that happened. And I was like, stop it. He was not. Stop it.
And a year later.
Like a year later, they were all talking about it. And they were like, yeah, Joey. Oh, say hi, Rubes. She can't hear you because I have headphones in.
Oh,
And then, yeah, like a year or so later, they were all talking about it and they were like, yeah, Joey, yeah, we all want to know what you're thinking of. And he was like, I can't tell you.
you have to know Joey.
And I was like, oh my God, you were masturbating? That's how it happened? Jesus. I mean, nothing wrong with that. No shame in your game, dude. He's going to love that I just told this story.
I think it's awesome.
He'll hear it from Kylie.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. He doesn't listen to it.
Mom was telling your secret.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. But yeah. So yeah. Anyway, hi guys.
Hi, welcome back to the episode.
Hey, yeah, welcome back. So you're in Utah.
Yeah, so
You're settled in.
packed the U-Haul,
Yeah.
gave away so much stuff.
Dude,
Bro.
Brooke is literally. Okay, so I think she's talked about this before for all of our listeners, but she is the kind of person that is like, I just want to close that chapter and walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't want any of that shit. And the whole time, like her mom and I are telling her like, okay,
You might want this.
you might want
You might want to
this.
keep this. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I mean, you kind of spent a lot of money on this.
dude, so much stuff.
So you packed the entire thing full.
Packed the whole thing full. Dude, so we have the U-Haul. First of all, I was trying to book a U-Haul and I was looking at, every time I'd find something or I could not find something, either Todd or my dad, it's like, well, have you checked this company? Have you checked this moving truck company? And already it's going to be so expensive. I knew that it would be very expensive because I'm returning it out of state, right? So like anytime, like a rental car, whatever, it's more money when you're like, oh, I'm going to drive it from here to there and I'm returning it there. And I'm like trying to find trucks available. I'm checking Santa Cruz, surrounding San Jose, Watsonville, like surrounding area.
Yeah.
And there were 2 trucks available. That was it. There was a 10-foot truck. That wasn't going to work. I was trying to get a 15-foot truck because in my mind too, I was actually taking less home than what I did take home. And
What was it, like a 20-footer?
a 20-footer, and we had it full.
It was full. Dude, packed to the brim.
Oh yeah. Dude,
Brooke's like,
and
look at me. She's like, hey, you want a steamer?
I just bought a brand new floor steamer to clean all the floors in the house. And I got the one where the attachment comes off. So like you could do like your counters and all kinds of shit. Never used it. And I've got like, all this stuff. And I'm like, well, I wanted to take it, but I'm like, it's just going to sit in storage. Like, I don't know when I'm going to have a house to use it in.
Right.
You know? And I look at Gina, I was like, hey, you want a steamer? She's like, I mean, I'll take it. And I was like,
okay.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. And then I was like, oh, you're just doing this so that your room is steamed. You're like, I expect my room to be steamed when I get there.
Yeah. So I gave Gina
a lot of stuff. Not just me, but Ruby.
A mattress to go in Ruby's room when she takes hers or whatever. And she was going to take my dresser. And then last minute, oh my God. Oh, okay.
What?
Here's what's so funny. Well, you guys, so she was going to take the dresser. And then the day we were kind of moving everything into the U-Haul. So Saturday.
Yeah.
She said she didn't know she was going to take the dresser because she thinks it's actually a little bit smaller. Like the drawers aren't as deep as what hers are now. So I had put... I had put that big purple double-sided dildo in the dresser to surprise you. And
thought about it.
And I'm like, we're unloading the truck today. And I go, you know what's funny? Is I put that in there to surprise Gina, and yet I still have it.
So instead I surprised my brother.
Yeah. And those of you that he didn't see it. No one opened the drawer, but I know.
Okay. You know it's there.
Those of you that are like, what is this purple, big purple guy? Was it Friendsgiving?
Yeah, no, I think you told the story.
Anyways,
yes,
Friendsgiving.
we went to the Barrett's house.
We were at the Barrett's house, and they had a friend that had like a sex toy shop, and they were shutting down. And so I guess getting rid of a lot of stuff. Anyways, I'm leaving. I'm walking out to my car, and everyone that's still at the party, they're in all the windows looking out at me.
Yeah.
And they're looking at me, and I'm looking at them. I was like, what is going on? And I'm like walking in my car, and I unlock my car and I open the door, and there's this huge purple double header just draped over my steering wheel. And I just start laughing, and I'm dying, and I grab it, and I'm like going back to the house, and Nix locks the door, locks me out. They're all laughing. It's yours. It's yours.
Yeah. You can't get it back.
And I've had it ever since.
After countless hours spent jumping through jewelry store hoops in search of an engagement ring of your dreams, the last thing your man wants to do is to run the same gauntlet again for his own wedding band. Now, thanks to Manly Bands, he doesn't have to, which is truly a godsend for brides and grooms alike. Manly Bands has awesome wedding bands in just about every type of earthly material imaginable. They even have material from space. I love the variety of Manly Bands so much that the future husband, number 2, is definitely getting his band from Manly Bands. To get started, you have your guy order the Manly ring sizer from Manly Bands to ensure that his ring will fit perfectly during work or playing. Once he knows his size, it's time for the fun part. Manly Bands has an insane selection of materials to choose from. I think this is so cool. They have gold, wood, antler, steel, dinosaur bone, and even meteorites. And if that's not enough, and he's feeling really creative, he can customize his band from scratch, choosing the style, material, inlay, sleeve, and finish. And once it's been selected, Manly Bands offers free shipping worldwide, a 30-day exchange policy, and a free warranty. So while there might be a 50% chance of your marriage working out, there's a 100% chance that he's going to love his band. To order his Manly Band and get 21% off plus a free silicone ring, go to manlybands.com/reps. That's manlybands.com/reps for 21% off. Manly Bands, the best damn rings, period. I think I might have told this story before, but Nico and I, my ex and I, were given like a giant, it's like one of those like dildos that you could like stick to the floor and it like stands up like a few feet. Yeah. And, but somebody had given it to us in like this like giant gift bag, and we were in a restaurant. And so of course, like we opened it, everyone's like, oh, you know, we got this giant dildo. And we forgot it there. So I was, yeah. So pretty sure the the waiters or poor waiter or waitress found a giant, very big dildo
Oh my gosh.
under the seat somewhere. Yeah.
Well, and like Devin and their group of friends have Mr. Big,
What's that?
which is a big old dildo that they like.
Like they co-own it.
Well, they have it.
That feels unsanitary.
So when we went to Mexico, she brought it because what she was going to do is she took pictures of it.
Oh, so it's like
all over Mexico.
Okay.
Like having a margarita on the beach. I keep shooting my headphones out. And
okay,
she was saying,
it's like it's an actual character.
Yeah, it's a character. And they pass it off, and people have to like take pictures with them.
It's like the Traveling Pants movie.
Yes. Yeah, the Sisterhood of the Traveling Dildo.
But it's a penis. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
She was saying like, there's times when they've been going through security and someone's put it in one of the girls' bags.
That's so good. I'm just snorting. I love it.
But yeah, so we got in longest drive ever and in the U-Haul. We take off. So when we picked up the U-Haul, very uncomfortable. I've actually never gotten one and driven it. The only other time I've needed a U-Haul to drive was when I first moved to California, and I drove my car with my mom. My dad drove the U-Haul. And then another time it's like Cody drove it out when we remodeled my old house.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But we get in and me and Todd are laughing because it has like just radio.
Okay.
And then it has like this one like audio in where you can plug in like for audio in, and it has a picture of an iPod, like a very old, like first.
Oh, as if you have one. Right. Yes.
And so I'm like, we're laughing. We're like, oh no. But I start thinking, I'm like, I think I might have, I have a lot of cords. So I'm like, I think I might have a cord that will work. And I'm like, oh, but then I need to get a dongle. And if you guys are, any of you who are Apple users knows the dongle is the new thing that people lose a lot, so Apple keeps taking your money because you got to buy a new dongle where you can, because it doesn't have a headphone jack anymore. iPhones. Right. It just has like the charging port.
Is it a doggle or a dongle?
I call it a dongle.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I think dongle's better.
I know. For some reason, I thought it was a dongle.
And I found one going through like my backpacks and shit at my house when we were packing. I was like, oh, perfect. And then I found the cord I thought would work, which did work, was from our headphones that we used when we would use our Roadcaster for.
Oh yeah.
So I took that cord out and put it in my backpack, had the dongle, and we get in the truck to like start driving. And I get my cords out. I'm like, yeah. And I like plug it in. I'm like, I don't know which end. So plug it in. I'm like, okay, it fits. Put on the dongle and I plug it into my phone. I'm like, well, here we go. And I turn it on and it's playing music. And I turn it up and I turn my phone all the way up. And we were laughing so fucking hard because it just sounded like we were listening to music underwater.
Yeah. Because it was like, because we're super shitty. Like, yeah.
And we're laughing. It was either that or another great explanation or description would be if you were in like your hotel room and maybe there was an event going on downstairs and you can kind of hear it. So you're like listening through the air vent.
It was just like,
yeah. Yes. So needless to say, we didn't use it.
Was not enjoyable.
We just listened to the radio and used the seek button a lot.
Dude, this is the thing with like actual radio, because I never listen to actual radio, but like sometimes I have to borrow trucks, like if my car's in the shop from our store, and they all just have like AM FM radio. The most clear station you will get is something that is not English.
Oh, 100%.
Every time.
Or it's a worship station.
Oh, for sure.
Either worship or something I can't understand because I only know English. So.
Yes, exactly.
But we did make it home. It was a long drive. I think in the U-Haul, if we pushed the speed up around like 75, The
whole thing would start shaking.
Right around there was a lot of shaking, and the truck is loud. So like I'm sitting here or driving, and then like Todd's in the passenger seat, and you'd say something, and you'd be like, "What? I couldn't hear you."
If you guys saw this truck, like the seats are literally like right next to each other.
No, it has like the one seat in the middle, so it fits 3 comfortably. However, 3 comfortably is like, hopefully everyone has really good knees, because
your knees are right up against the dashboard.
Yeah, and then when you're driving, it's like you can't just switch your foot from gas to brake. It's like gas, brake. Keep like place it,
because it's a giant pedal.
Like pick it up, move it.
Yeah.
But I think we did probably about 10 hours by the time, because we had to get gas a lot more than I've had to get it in my car when I'm driving. Mm-hmm. But we made it, got to Utah at 11 p.m.
Okay.
And there's always the 1 hour time change, and got in. And then today, I went and pulled some stuff out for here. And then my mom and sister went and secured a storage unit. Mm-hmm. I ended up getting a bigger one than what they had secured, because I brought home, my bed
stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I had to bring home. So we were at the storage unit unpacking, and I'm up in the U-Haul, and my brother's like, all right, so like, is all this staying? And I'm like, well, no, we got to take all of the clothes and stuff and shoes to the house. I need to go through it, because all I had was just, what things I had at the house here, and then in my suitcase. So a lot of my other clothes and things, especially for like fall,
right,
were in and now packed. So
right.
Now,
all those tubs
behind me,
dude,
is all my totes.
It's a lot of shit
of stuff that I need to go through. And I'm like, well, I'm not doing that today.
No. Save it for later.
And that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Here.
Well, I'm happy that you made it okay.
Yeah. And like Jeanna said, this is definitely like, for those of you that have been wondering, and some people have been wondering that don't even listen to podcasts. So, you might figure it out at some point, or you won't. I didn't intend to buy that house to sell it. The goal wasn't to like all of a sudden just like, oh, I'm done, sell it. It was just some things happened that it was like,
it made no sense.
It was like, I have to sell my house.
Yeah. It made no sense.
And that happens when you're like, for me, it's like my job, or like oh, hi, little boy. My job, come here. Oh, wrong end.
Hi, Ozzy. Hi, baby. Oh, he's gotten so big.
Oh yeah, he's getting big. You have like work with like sponsors or companies, and then you have like COVID that happened, and a lot of companies, were no longer. It was hard for business for a lot of people. So, anyways, it was a Hail Mary it was the best decision for me, so I didn't have to continue to struggle more to try and make things work.
It's pay for a home that's in like the most expensive state / area that you could possibly find.
Yeah.
To only be there every couple months for say a week or so. It made no sense. It was almost like you had a vacation house in the most expensive place without having a primary home.
Yeah.
It made,
So where I'm at now is like, it really is a turning the page. Now I have to, we sold the house. We got moved out. I'm here. I'm going to get settled. And then as soon as things are settled and like, not living out of totes, start figuring out, basically it's just, what is life going to look like for me moving forward in like create like a new schedule and system that will hopefully work better, because we can learn from things that didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then go from there. And I'll still be going to California, but I'll be living with Jeanna. That's why as we were getting rid of things, I was like, here, put this in my room. Here, put this in my room.
Like you're home away from home.
Yeah. And then Jeanna will come to Utah, And yeah, we'll make it work.
We'll make it work.
We're making it work.
We'll make it work.
Like that, I feel like that's just like what life is, you know?
We need to make it work. We're in it's like all of a sudden, like now we're in a long distance relationship.
It's sad.
Yeah, it is sad. It's very sad.
Yeah.
But it'll work.
Yeah. Virtual cuddling. Hey, do you want to cuddle?
It just doesn't feel the same.
No, it doesn't.
No, it's not the same. All right, but we'll figure it out.
Making content is an essential part of what I do to keep this show going, but it hasn't always been a seamless creative process. Even sometimes now, even with the tools I have that help me create amazing content, it still is never a seamless process. However, Canva Pro does make designing things so much easier on my device. Canva Pro is a design platform that empowers you to create and share stunning content in just a few clicks. Whether you're a design professional or just getting started, designing with Canva Pro is amazingly fast and fun. Choose from thousands of professionally made templates that are easy to customize with simple drag and drop features, or you can start from scratch. Sometimes I get used to using the same font, but one of my favorite things about using Canva Pro is they have endless selection of premium fonts. Sometimes that's all my content really needs to, spice it up or make it a little bit more edgy. Hands down, my favorite thing about Canva Pro is the content planner. I save time planning, creating, and posting social media content too. And you can pause your scheduled posts and edit them at any time. Design like a pro with Canva Pro. Right now, you can get a free 45-day extended trial when you use our promo code BETWEEN. Just go to canva.me/between to get your free 45-day extended trial. That's canva.me/between. Canva.me/between to get your free 45-day extended trial.
Well, I was going to read this question.
Oh, perfect.
All right. So I found this, it's a very short question, but this is from Quinn Hughes. It says, "Hi, I've wanted to email in this question, but I keep forgetting, but I really hope I hear back from you." Well, Quinn, you are hearing back from us. On the topic of drinking, I'm not a big drinker. I work with a trainer and I track I think she meant she or he, I don't actually know, macros. Meticulously. If I even have 2 seltzers, I hold some water for like 3 days. Has this happened to you? How do you manage it? Love the show. Love the spice Dana has added. Keep it up. Quinn. Thank you, Quinn. Okay. Guess what? Quinn, does this happen to you? I can answer for myself. Yes. How do you manage it? I don't.
Yeah. It happens to me too.
It's almost like you play, you pay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I was having this conversation just the other day, kind of talking about it. You have to, for instance, when I competed and
you didn't drink at all.
No, I didn't drink at all. Like rarely. I rarely drank for a few reasons. Didn't
fit your macros.
I didn't. It was like, I trained so much and I was so hungry that it was like, if I wanted to make it fit, the amount that I would want to enjoy, which was more than 1 or 2 drinks, it wasn't worth it for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather just like eat food because it just didn't make any sense. So that's when I would it was more like I would drink and I would enjoy, beverages with friends, like every so often, or like after competition or, holidays or whatever. And if it was like a high carb day or something like that. But the reality is like, I would for sure retain water, and it was never the day after. It was like a couple days after. And then it would be like a week of it would have to even itself out in my body. And that was also very hard for me to handle. Like I didn't handle it emotionally very well.
Mm-hmm.
What I've noticed is okay. So if you don't have like competition or maybe just like a personal conviction to not, because it really bothers you, or you have like, health and wellness goals and like you enjoy it, but your goals are more important. You just have to be very realistic about what kind of, like, what do you want your non-negotiables to be? What do you want your social life to be like? And what are you okay with? Like, if you're okay with being a little bloated because you enjoy the social aspect or whatever so much, then you just have to be okay with like that's what comes with it. It really is. I do think that could be different for different people. I do think that people that are exercising tons, right? Like sweating a lot, maybe they're marathon runners or they're biking, like exercising so much where they can actually manage it pretty well, as far as evening out water retention in your body. But I would say a lot of people that are living normal lives, that are working, and they're trying to manage their schedule of home life, their job, and then getting their training in. You're probably not excessively training. You know what I mean? And so you just have to decide, like, what are you okay with and what's the most important to you? For me, it will like come and go. It ebb and flow, right? So as far as like what I'm okay with. Currently I am, and so is Jeanna, lessening the amount that we're consuming during the week, and then depending on what is the get together, or
you kind of plan for, if you want to be part of the celebration in that way, like, and you want to be drinking, then maybe be very careful about what you plan for it.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of plan for it. I would love to pretend that I plan for it more than I do. Absolutely don't. But no, I've definitely been cutting back, but I do think that I do want to bring this up only because we're talking about this right now. I feel like I have a bunch of friends, not Brooke, but other friends who have done this thing where they do like sober January. And these are like people that drink like, I would say, when I say a lot, I don't mean like they're alcoholics. I just mean that they drink often and on the regular throughout the year. So if you're drinking like that for say 11 months out of the year, and then you decide, you know what, I'm going to take January, I'm going to like not drink at all. And it depends on like for whatever reason, but if it's because you think that it's a cleanse or whatever it is, I worry about the fact that because most of these same people, they will quit drinking for that month, they will lose some weight. And then after that month is over, they just start doing exactly what they were doing before. And I don't know what study it is, and don't quote me on this, but there have been like studies about like doing like crash diets or any of those kinds of things. And then it tends to, you end up putting on more weight year after year from doing that. So my thing is that, I think it's always good to check yourself. Like, oh my God, like, do I have to drink or do I just like drinking? You know? And so for me, I was just trying to not, I gave myself rules like this. Hey, Jeanna, you don't have to drink alone. Is that sad?
Well, it's not, because I too have been alone, and
right. And you're like, oh, I want a glass of wine.
And then, I like to melt into my bed. I have a hard time. I'm not a really proficient
great sleeper. Right. Right. So it's like, it's good to check yourself and to think like, okay, because obviously people do have problems with alcohol and all of that. And I know we like joke about it a lot. But for me, that's why I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to try to limit myself to like 2 days a week, but I'm not going to be that person that's like, if there's like an event or something happening, or, some, like a dinner or something, and it happens more than twice a week. I just feel like putting so many limits on myself, almost feels like, I'd probably fail.
Yeah. It's like one thing at a time.
One thing at a time.
One thing at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of what I was doing.
Yeah. You can, Quinn, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think for you, okay, I could say this for myself, and this might work for you too. When I go into a weekend or an event or whatever, like Halloween, right? Or like something where I talk to myself where I'm very aware of what the consequences could be, like water retention. And if I am aware of that and I'm making the choice to go through with it, sometimes it is easier for me to manage the aftermath when I've made the decision and I didn't try to tell myself it wouldn't happen. Like I knew it would happen.
Right.
So I was up for the challenge of
Bloating.
I was up for the challenge of bloating. I was up for the challenge of like, what is it going to take? What's the time that is going to it will take to get back to
less bloated state.
Yeah, like your baseline.
Homeostasis.
And sometimes to get to homeostasis, you gotta have a drink.
You gotta have another drink. We're great role models.
But yes, I think that like what Jeanna was saying about people that do crash diets or these cleanses. I mean, I've never been one to do a cleanse, so I don't know. I really haven't put in much effort to understand or research there's so many different ones, right? Like, so research all of them, because that's just not the research thing, but cleanses, that's not who I am, where that's what I've been wanting to do. But I will say years ago, like before I was really dialed in with nutrition and training and things like that, sometimes you like get overwhelmed by, I'm gonna speak for myself. I would get overwhelmed by not feeling great in my skin or my clothes. And it would be so wonderful to have a quick fix, right? Like it would be so great.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm just going to do this cleanse for a week. And I'm like, bam,
right.
Back to baseline. But the reality is living, like there isn't a quick fix, and living in a way where you're constantly just trying to do a new cleanse or a crash diet or something really quick to fix it, it's not going to work. So I think that's why it's super important to think about it in a more long-term big picture of, okay, let's be real with myself. Do I enjoy wine? Yes. Do I enjoy, to be honest, you guys, like, my favorite way to enjoy a drink or a cocktail or a hard kombucha is with Jeanna on the couch watching Netflix. Like it's not, it's not like going out
partying.
We're if you're in college, you're living that scene, like that's much different. You're in a different part of your life. But for me, it's like, okay, I really do enjoy that. Okay, do I also enjoy feeling good in my clothes and being fit? And yes, okay, how can I manage this? I can manage it, but I have to be honest with myself about my expectations I'm going to hold myself to physically, if we're going to talk about body and water retention, things like that, because it's not going to be, I can't be, competition ready, talking like, let's say a bikini competition or whatever. I'm not going to be competition ready physically if not everything else is working toward that.
Yeah. If you play, you're going to pay.
Yes.
You pay.
You pay.
Yeah. And it can't just be, rather than an all or nothing, it should be moderation.
Yes.
I'm still trying to figure out moderation myself, but there is that point where you're like, okay, you know what? For me, it was, where's all this belly fat coming from? And I'm doing the same thing that I've been doing my whole life. But as you get older, things just change. And I was blessed with a higher metabolism. So I didn't have to worry so much. So I got into very bad habits. And then all of a sudden I was like, hey, this isn't my fault.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. This is not my fault. And realized, yes, this is your fault.
It's like, and
Deal with your shit.
I'm going through things now, just being 32, and I don't train for competition. And
Right.
I've also been in a really weird transitional phase and like moving and all this shit and, you know, traveling and trying to keep business going so I can keep paying bills and, you know, be an adult. And now for me, it's like, okay, my body isn't where I want it. And at the same time, it's like, I need to find, it's like, now you just got to pivot a lot. Sometimes there's like, you know, you got to pivot, you got to make little changes so it can fit your lifestyle, your age, your training regimen.
Yeah.
You know, like, what do you have time for? What are you willing to do? And what will it take if that's, so it's like, if this is what I have time for, training wise, whatever. And my diet's here and it's good. And I don't have more time to add to, like, I can train more or put in more cardio to balance out my lifestyle that I want to have with social drinking or whatever. Then you have to just be realistic with saying, well, if I can't add anything, then I'm going to have to take some stuff away. I'm going to have to,
Right.
you know, change some things so I can make it work. So it can, you know, it will fit.
Right.
It takes trial and error.
A lot of that.
Yeah, and practice.
And practice. I've had a lot of practice. Lots and lots of practice.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to wrap it up.
We have quite a few people that are looking to be guests on our show.
Yay.
And we're going to start now again, get settled, get figured out, and we'll start kind of getting things scheduled. And we're going to do our best to keep this going.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, first of all, I just not talking to you listeners, talking to you. I love you and I miss you.
I love you and I miss you.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, guys.
Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, 5-star rating, 5-star warning.
And we'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
Today's episode is sponsored by InGarden, the hassle-free indoor hydroponic smart garden for growing microgreens that empowers everyone to become their healthiest. InGarden's mini greens have a major nutritional impact, even more so than fully grown veggies, which make them absolutely perfect for reaching your health goals. They're organic, sustainable, and they are delicious. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, I have tried at least 3 different varieties, have loved them all, throw them on my salad, I can throw them in a smoothie, super easy. And just one of my favorite parts about InGarden is how easy it is to grow them. It's completely hassle-free, beautiful, sleek design. You just plug it in, push the button, put a little water in there and go. Check out ingarden.com to learn more and save 20% off with our code REPS20.